Na roloba mingi te ndenge na lobaki mbala elekaki na le 12 octobre.
Papa Simon Kimbangu said, I have thrown the bomb.
Papa Simon Kimbangu alobaki na ke na la saki bombe.
When I was talking here.
And
that bomb now has cultivated, that is why we are here.
Bombe wana esali ke tuzonga lelo na batu mususu.
The vision of 100 years back.
Vision ya o esali 100 ans.
Of Papa Simon Kimbangu.
Yeah, Papa Simon Kimbangu.
When he said the white will be black and black will be white. He's not talking about the skin. He was talking about the turnover. About the rise of the Africa and the black community worldwide. The things that the eyes have not seen. And the hate has not imaginated. This is what is going to happen in this world. We have been talking about the African solution. All these years. In many conferences. In many summits, but we have not seen where to bring this solution. For me to be here in Kamba on the October 12th, God has to send somebody like Dr. Luanga to Ethiopia in one of the conferences to meet me there.
Nzambe ifale atinda muto neti Dr. Lohanga na conférence na Ethiopie poete bakutana.
I know nothing about Kamba.
I
know nothing about Papa Simon Kimbangu.
I
have not read about the history. Until when he invited me, I googled the name. This is where now getting the history. I used to see some photos, but I don't know who is this person. The only person we know in Congo is Patrice Lumumba. Because of the Pan-African, we mention their names always. But when Papa Simon Kimbangu came up, I knew the real history started here. In 18 years back, there was a prophecy in Egypt. I was in Egypt. And we had the gathering of all African churches in one place. And I invited African ambassadors from Kenya, from Côte d'Ivoire, from Cameroon, and they came. And we invited some African ministers from America. When the Congolese choir was giving praises, there was a presence of God in that place. And one of the prophecies came out that Congo is the womb of Africa. And if the womb is not healed, Africa will not be healed. I did not know the connection until I came here. About the prophecy of Papa Simon Kimbangu. That it has to start from here. And he has to deliver Africa. And he has to deliver the world. The reason why we have suffered a lot
La raison pour laquelle tu souffres mingi
is not because of the black skin. We suffered a lot because we are intelligent. God created us with something within us. And he has given us everything for life. That is why they invade us. That is why they enslave us. That is why they destroy us. That is why they create diseases and bring them to us. Why did God give them a special place? Why did God give them all the resources? The destruction in Africa is because of what you have. We are not poor. Africa. Congolese, you are not poor. You are the richest people on the earth. But it's the time for you to turn over so that you can take over. Turn over to take over. Understand who you are. Through Papa Simon Kimbangu and the prophecy. That is why we have Dr. Fazam Kamala Abadi today. Again, Dr. Fazam came because we had the connection with Ambassador Sister Rose. We met in Addis, all of us, with Dr. Luanga. Papa Fazam a lelo, pour tout ça qui na connexion na Mama Ruth. After I left Kamba here, Papa Simon Kimbangu in the last meeting said, don't be late. Because there is people who throw promises and they don't come back again. I said, I'm not going to promise you, but we will be back. That is why we have the big delegation today. Because of Luanga, can Luanga stand up and Ruth let them stand up? Dr. Luanga and Ruth, can you stand up? These are the two people who connect us to Kamba. That is why we are here. The second time. That is why Dr. Fazam is here. As guests of honor. En tant qu'invité d'honneur. And God has a special purpose for this mission. Nzambe azali na special purpose for this mission. Azali na mission spéciale pour na biso. And I thank you, Papa Simon, for your invitation. It was not easy to organize a trip in a short time. But because it is God's trip, that is why we are here. And God's mission has to be fulfilled. It's a time for the black community, black people all over the world to rise. We don't want to campaign like when you become president, you go and carry that child and say that I want to be a president. You want to show you love the children. No. That is not the way. We have to be honest. Whatever you promise, you have to fulfill. Papa Simon Kimbangu wrote a letter to the president and all the government of Congo. And he mentioned our mission when we came here on the trip. And that is why we say this mission has to be fulfilled and we don't want to let him down or disappoint him. And whatever God has brought us here, we ask the grace of God to be fulfilled. The arrow will fly from Congo to all over Africa. To bring the change. Change that can turn over our life. To take over our destiny. God bless you.
Merci. Le dernier message dans la série de discours de ce jour sera celui de M. Farmazam Kamalabadi, président du futur Trans Group. Nous vous invitons, Monsieur le Président du futur Trans Group, de passer devant les micros pour votre message à tous les fidèles et sympathisants Kimbangu se réunissent dans ce somptueux temple d'Enkamba, Nouvelle-Jérusalem.
Espíritu Santo, le signe de Dieu sur la terre, envoyé spécial de Jésus-Christ, notre Papa Simon, Kimbangu, Kiangani, Our Father who art in heaven,
Nzambe na biso oyo azali na likolo.
Hallowed be thy name.
Notre Père qui est aux cieux, que ton nom soit sanctifié.
Thy kingdom come.
Que ton règne vienne.
Thy will be done.
Que ta volonté soit faite sur la terre comme au ciel.
On earth as it is in heaven. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Que ta volonté soit faite sur la terre comme au ciel.
I come here from far land.
Ngana musika.
I come here from high levels.
Ngana uti na ba niveau likolo.
But God told me.
Nzambe yebisinga.
God told me.
Nzambe abenginga.
God commanded me.
Nzambe akomandenga.
You humble yourself before black man.
Mikitisa liboso abatu mwindo.
You humble yourself.
Mikitisa. Fukama liboso abatu mwindo. Fukama liboso abatu mwindo.
And God said,
Nzambe alobi,
be the true white man who is the servant of Africa.
Zala muto mundele ya solo o azali servant ya Afrique.
God told me, be the white man who is the servant of the black man.
Nzambe alobi nanga zala mutu mundele o azala servant ya mutu mwindo.
Not by name.
Na kombo te.
In heart.
Men na motema.
In reality.
Na réalité.
This is a sacred land.
O ezali mboka ya bule.
This is Africa.
O ezali Afrique.
This is the mother of human civilization.
O ezali mère de la civilisation.
This is the new Jerusalem.
O ezali Yerusalem ya sika.
And before I met
the
sign of divinity,
sa divinité,
before I heard him,
I
know of him. I know his spirit, Grandpa Papa Simon,
Naebi esprit naie grand-père Papa Simon,
and before him, Kimpa Vita,
pe liboso naie Kimpa Vita,
who sacrificed,
burned,
for the right of the black civilization, was from God, was the voice of God. I know from 1887 to 1921, April 6,
que du 6 avril 1921
until Papa Simon was taken to the jail, beaten,
Papa Simon
in acid, in chains, run through the streets and the mud, 30 years imprisonment, and yet free.
Mais azali libre.
Free here, free here,
libre na kati
free
ya
up there.
mutema na mutu
And
azapele rolingolo.
He went to the kingdom of God
in
October 12,
le
1951,
12 octobre 1951.
and my beloved spirit brother was born.
Mon cher frère bien-aimé abotami.
10 years younger than me, older than me.
Azali mukolo nanga na différence de 10 ans.
I was born October 6,
Abotami le
1961.
6 octobre 1961.
I knew his prophecies are true.
Nayebi ke ba prophétie nae ezali ya solo.
The prophecies are true.
Prophétie ezali ya solo.
The day that the black man will rise is today.
Moto mwindo aotombama ezali lelo.
The promised day of God is today.
Promesse ya Nzambe ezali lelo.
The true speaker of God is sitting here together with you.
Porte-parole ya solo ya Nzambe avandi apembe na yo na bino.
I am a humble servant.
Nazali humble serviteur.
I don't matter.
Nga nazam datinate.
It's the destiny of 1.5 billion people of Africa that
ezali
matters.
destin ya 1,5 milliard ya ba africain de ezo compter na mokili.
I helped raise the nation of China. Yes, I did.
Na aider nation ya Chine etombwama.
When I went to China, China was poorest.
Chine ezalaki très pauvre.
China did not have anything.
Bazalaki na eloko te.
Not paved roads. They didn't have highway. They did not have shower, electricity, air conditioning. Their villages, they were poorer than any African country today. Many of them were starving. The whole GDP of China was $200 billion.
Bazalaki na économie ya muke. Économie bimbambo kwa mezeka ka 2 millions de dollars.
Yes, I helped raise China.
Nga na aide bango batombama.
Today $19 trillion.
Siko économie eza ya 19 trillions de dollars.
But when I was young, when I was 20,
tant nazaki jeune à âge 20 ans,
God told me, and I wrote in my diary, 1981, 42 years ago,
42 ans passés.
You go to China, you raise China.
Na Chine,
then you go to Africa and you raise Africa.
Après Chine, Kenya, Afrique, tombe l'Afrique.
Together with the people of Africa. I knew nothing about Africa. In China, I learned the language. I learned Mandarin, Cantonese, Shanghainese, writing, hieroglyphic writing, hieroglyphic ancient writing, the book of philosophy, the writing, everything. I traveled to 500 cities of China. I went to 1,000 villages of China. But in Africa, I have been only in 15 countries. But God told me, Africa will rise bigger than China. And in shorter time than China. China, it took 30 years. Africa will take 10 years only. God told me, tell Africa, you are not here. You are there. That's the new realm of possibility. God said, I keep the arrow, keep, and then I release. It will go fast. So you will run fast. God said, Africa will have $60 trillion economy.
Une économie de 60 trillions de dollars.
Only in 10 years.
En 10 ans.
That is today $3 trillion.
Donc
10
ça veut
years,
dire que les lots, ils ont 3
$60
trillions, dans 10 ans, 60 trillions de dollars.
That means 20x, 20 times.
Donc 20 fois plus.
But God said Africa will create wealth.
Zamba le dit que Afrique ndé ko créer bomengo.
Will generate wealth.
Afrique ndé ko générer bomengo.
Africa will not wait from the wealth to come to them.
Nzambe, pardon. Afrique est zelate que bato libanda baye pana bango.
Africa is not receiver.
Afrique ezali mutoa yambakate.
Africa is not beggar.
Afrique azali mendiante.
Africa is the giver.
Afrique ndé azamuto o akopesa.
Africa is the source.
Afrique ndé ezali source.
Africa has been giver for 500 years.
Afrique
was giver, giving out, giving money,
Afrique,
giving resources.
Pendant plus de 500 Afrique ndé te pesa la ressources libanda.
Donner sortir à tout le monde Afrique source. Yeah. L'origine est Afrique.
L'origine est allée Afrique.
Yeah. Africa will create many engines of money.
Afrique will create
and will give it out. God told me Congo can have $5 trillion.
Congo est 5 trillions de dollars.
Today is only 50 billion.
Les lots, ils ont 50 milliards.
Very low.
Ils ont vraiment assez.
The whole Congo, only $50 billion.
Ils ont vraiment assez.
That's the pocket money of one company of China.
Ils ont argent de poche à compagnie moko na Chine.
No. We'll create a lot of money.
To créer mbongo ebele.
From Africa, by Africa, in Africa, for outbound.
Bon, nous sommes créés dans l'Afrique et au Banokinde, c'est quoi Libanda?
You do not wait for the government. You help the government. Africa will give outbound sovereign debt. Africa will issue debt, outbound debt to Europe. Game over.
Afrique ndé eko banako défi sambongo na Europe. Teke Europe défi sa biso.
You already are giving every day, giving.
Chaque jour.
Now we do it officially.
The
government of Congo,
gouvernement Congo,
in the newspaper announced in the world. Congo government gives foreign debt to Romania, Bulgaria. Outbound. Because Africa has risen. Because Africa has a movement. It is called Collective Peaceful Rise of Africa. Peaceful Rise.
Collective.
Assurance. Le paix. Collective. Going up.
Non, collectivement, l'Afrique pour être
it's called elevation of the nation.
Donc c'est l'élévation de la nation.
It's called the surprise rise of Africa.
Donc c'est ça une
surprise rise. The rise coming up, ascendant.
Ça sera une élévation surprise de l'Afrique.
Okay. The rise will be surprise.
Donc l'élévation est aux la surprise.
Nobody expected it. It will happen in the 4th generation.
Et que ça les mana 4e génération.
In one generation.
En une seule génération.
Only one generation.
Car génération
not for future generations.
Pas pour les générations futures.
When Africa rise,
tant Afrique est tombama,
the Africans in America will rise.
Ba africain au bazali na Amérique bango pi barotombama.
Their image, they will be proud.
Na image dans bango baroko ma fier.
We are not against anyone.
Biso tozali contre mutu morote.
We don't need it with hatred.
Tosalango na koinate.
The white is not our enemy.
Mindele baza ba ennemi na bisote.
We have to change them.
Il faut changer bango.
We have to change ourselves so we can change them.
Il faut changer pour changer bango.
We don't need to be indignant and angry. We don't need to be angry. We only need to do good work. We need to do better for agriculture. Better for mining. Better for energy. Combine it into industry. Combine it into finance. Make it digital finance. Put all the wealth in the ground before you take out. Before you take out, put it on blockchain. Put it on digital. Raise money, raise cash, monetize it. Before you go to industry. This is fast track. Early monetization. Early monetization.
Monétisation d'avance.
Early. Fast.
Une monétisation très rapide.
Très vite, monétisation. Des ressources. De dormi. S'active dormi. Africa will do it in a short time. I come now from Mali. Sorry, I come from, where were we? Malawi. We were before in Mali also. I come from Malawi. Everybody joined. 3 former presidents.
3 présidents
former, before.
Avant.
The current president.
Président Yalelo.
Madame SPC, like Prime Minister.
Première ministre, il y a Malawi.
The chairwoman of the parliament, speaker.
Directeur, il y a parlement.
Vice President.
Vice-président.
Everyone. Minister of Finance. Governor of Central Bank. Minister of Digitalization. All of them. Even Minister of Mining. Minister of Agriculture. All the ministers. All the professors of university. All the young people. All the media. They put many articles about the rise of Malawi. Now it's time for Congo. I came to Congo in 1.5 years ago. But that wasn't the time. Now it is the time. Because the promised time is come now. La journée de
la journée de la promesse est aujourd'hui.
Okay, it's here. Already is here. I don't know French. I don't know African language. But God told me, you come and be a model. The white man who has no self. No self. No self. Pure motive. This world will change only by the Spirit of God, by pure motive.
Par motivation pure.
Little pure motive.
Donc une toute petite pure motivation.
Little pure motive is bigger than atomic bomb.
Une petite motivation est plus grande qu'une bombe atomique.
I don't have anything. I have pure motive. My gift to Congo. And I have a whole followers around the world. The government of Dubai will come with us. The companies and government of America, federal, they will come with us. I have prepared the whole world to come and help Africa. Okay, and finalement, I cannot change Africa. I cannot change Africa. Africa must change Africa. I am only a golden key. Starting. But the change will come from the government changing what we call legislation. Legislation, policy, system, modeling. all the layers. And the whole nation will rise, will believe in different world. In China, when I went there, they wrote a book, The Ugly Chinese. Chinese that are ugly. The whole China is ugly. Has nothing good. I changed that. I said, you are first world class citizen. You are first world class citizen. Not mid class. First class. I said Africa first. Africa first. I went 1 year ago in London, Queen Elizabeth Hall, Queen Elizabeth, with the Chancellor of the British government, in front of large people, and I said, the number one engine, the number one engine of economy and finance of the world is Africa.
Donc moteur numéro 1, il y a économie, na finance, ils Afrique.
Number 2 is India.
Deuxième, ils Inde.
The two will rise.
Bangomi balé barotombama.
No America, no China.
Pas Amérique, pas Chine.
We love them. I love America. I love China. But it's time for Africa. So America also listened to me. I said before, there is the rise of the West. Now it's the rise of the rest. You come into Africa. So Africa agenda was the lowest in America. In 6 months became number 1 agenda. They created the summit, US and Africa Leaders Summit. It was not their plan. Became number 1. 50 African nations went there.
50 nations africaines.
America sent Janet Yellen, Minister of Finance.
Atindi Minister of Finance Janet Yellen.
Yeah, and she said in Dakar, she said in Africa, in
Sénégal,
January 19th.
Le 19 janvier.
Less than 1 year ago.
Moins d'une année passée.
Now she said the economy and finance of Africa will set. I will finish the sentence. The economy and finance of Africa will set and determine the economy and finance of the world.
Économie na finance ya Afrique yangom te déterminer économie ya mokili mobimba.
Not America first.
Pas américain.
Not China first. Africa first.
Ba chinois te mais ba africain.
Now the whole world wants to come to Africa.
Siko mokili mobimba bazan pour sabaya na kat Afrique.
We did it there. We did it there.
To sa kankuna.
His divine Papa Simon
did it Papa
here.
Simon asalengo awa.
These two meet each other.
Siko basangani.
I serve you.
Na servir yo.
I serve all the Kimbangu people.
Na ko servir ba kimangiste nyoso. Reine Elizabeth.
With the Chancellor of the British government.
Na chancelier ya gouvernement britannique.
In front of large people.
Na liboso bato ebele.
And I said.
Na lobby.
The number 1 engine.
Donc moteur numéro 1.
The number 1 engine of economy and finance of the world is Africa.
Donc moteur numéro 1, il y a économie, na finance, ils Afrique.
Number 2 is India.
Deuxième, ils Inde.
The two will rise.
Bangomi balé barotombama.
No America, no China.
Pas Amérique, pas Chine.
We love them. I love America. I love China. But it's time for Africa. So America also listened to me. I said before, there is the rise of the West. Now it's the rise of the rest. You come into Africa.
Yo binonde boya na Afrique.
So Africa agenda was the lowest in
Agenda
America.
africain ezalaki oyase na kati ya Amerika.
In 6 months became #1 agenda.
En 6 mois tant na lobelaki bango bakomisi yango na numéro 1 priorité na bango.
They created the summit.
Basali sommet.
US and Africa Leaders Summit.
Sommet ya Afrique na Amérique.
It was not their plan.
Mais ezalaki planté.
Became #1.
Et comme c'est au numéro 1.
50 African nations went there.
50 nations africaines bakenda ikuna.
America sent Janet Yellen, Minister of Finance.
Atindi Minister of Finance Janet Yellen.
Yeah, and she said in Dakar, she said in Africa, in Senegal.
Na kati ya Afrique na Sénégal.
January 19th.
Le 19 janvier.
Less than 1 year ago.
Moins de une année passée.
Now she said the economy and finance of Africa will set. I will finish the sentence. The economy and finance of Africa will set and determine the economy and finance of the world.
Économie na finance ya Afrique yango mteo déterminer économie ya mokili mobimba.
Not America first.
Pas américain.
Not China first.
Ba américain te.
Africa first.
Ba chinois te mais ba africain.
Now the whole world wants to come to Africa.
Siko mokili mobimba baza mposa baya na kati Afrique.
We did it there. We did it there.
Tosala kankuna.
His divine Papa Simon
Sa divinité Papa Simon asalengo awa.
These two meet each other.
Siko basangani.
I serve you.
Na servir yo.
I serve all the Kimbangan people.
Na ko servir ba kimangiste nyoso.
Not only we should bring the world into the New Jerusalem, we have to take the New Jerusalem to the world.
Ezaka ateke toro bengisa mokili nyonso na kati ya Jérusalem, mais il faut to mema Jérusalem na kati ya mokili.
When in New York, in Hong Kong, New York, Hong Kong, Saudi, Dubai, anywhere, when they see the people and the singing and the thinking, they will know Africa is rising. Your spirit.
Na New York, na Hong Kong, na Japon, tant baromona bino nande boyembaka nande bobeta musique et opesa bon posa baya.
We will have time.
Torozwa temps.
You have been very kind.
Vous avez été très accueillant.
You gave me extra time.
Because
I speak your destiny. It's not my agenda. I am a simple man. I own nothing. I am nothing. Africa must change. You must decide. Inside. You must take it everywhere in Africa. 1.2 billion poor people of Africa in 10 years must become rich.
1,2 milliard ya batu pauvres na kati Afrique. Il faut dans 10 ans bakoma ba riche.
I know it will be done. I don't say it can be done. I say it will be done. Because I found Papa Simon and his whole system.
Na système na ye mobimba. Na mi kitisi.
My heart is
Mutemananga ezali na bino.
You will rise.
Bino nde borutombama.
I don't matter.
Nga naza mutupamba.
Vos applaudissements, s'il vous plaît.